Good morning, how are we doing? So in today's show, we're going to talk about how we manage work stress, work pressures, and we stop it from becoming the barrier to being where we want to be. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I'm your host, James Borman, and if you are coming through, then please do let me know, either by dropping a love heart button, either commenting in the comments the one thing that work stops you from doing, okay, in terms of your progress. Okay, it could be time, it could be health, it could be relationships, it could be whatever you want it to be. All right, so write it down in the comments and let me know what that is. And it's an important exercise, right? If you're going to be taking part in these Rise to Thrive shows, we're going to get you engaged and fully engrossed. All right, and then please share with someone that might know it. So good news, big announcement, that our Rise to Thrive live show in Birmingham is now open for early bird tickets. All right, November the 26th, I think we are at Villa Park in Birmingham. This is going to be, without doubt, second to none, the biggest event for men in the country, in terms of personal development, in terms of raising men's game. This is the place to be. We've got some great speakers that are coming along. It's going to be an action-packed day. If you're not part of it, you're going to have FOMO. And you do not want to have FOMO, all right? And you want to be there. We want to get 200 guys under one roof. And it's going to be an electric atmosphere. So you can check out those details that are on the link up above. All right, guys? So work pressures. So let's have a look at the problems that work pressures cause, okay, in terms of it becoming an issue and stopping you from being where you want to be. All right, this came up at the weekend when we did our brotherhood meet. It was one of those things that was really affecting people from getting to the place that they wanted to be. When I asked the guys to list the top 3 things that were stopping them from being where they wanted to be, work cropped up for a large majority percentage. Now, usually when there's work pressures, there's a couple of things that really are affecting us in terms of stopping us with our progress, okay? And there's a couple of ways that we can control that, and I'm going to give you in this video a couple of tactics, strategy, systems, whatever you want to call it, to helping you stop work pressures blocking you from doing what you want to do, or being the guy that you need to be, or stopping you from progressing with your process. Now, the problem with work is that I think, especially more so after COVID and the COVID era has finished, is that work pressures have ramped up. Work demands, meeting deadlines are ramping through the roof, and obligations to making sure that we are showing up to that work is taking over, which means a couple of things. Number one, we're losing a sense of control. We're losing a sense of time. We are forgetting ourselves in terms of health. We are falling behind in terms of family and relationships, and we're kind of falling into that black hole again, right? That work trap. Now, what I'm not saying here is that we shouldn't have to work. Now, when we work, we should work like Trojans, right? We should be proficient. We should be effective. We should be clinical, meticulous. We should be really good at our jobs, right? Whether you're a business owner, whether you're in a career, whatever it is, we should be really good. And when we do look at work, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? So there's when we start work, there's the working day, and then there is finishing work and coming out of that. That's where work should stop, right? But where it doesn't stop, it consumes our mind before we go to bed. When we wake up, it's taking over our emotions, our mental state. It's invading our own privacy and space and life. So here's perspective. At any point of time, doesn't matter how many years you've done with a company, you can be made redundant like that. And all of the hard work and all of the stress and all of the sacrifice that you put into your job, in theory, could be for nothing. And what you're left with is a life that has been sacrificed in terms of time with the family, time on your health, time with your own personal development, your own time, and you used to put all of that effort and all of that stress and all of that pressure on yourself for a job that could be taken away from you or stripped away from you at any point. So why do we become so consumed and obligated to that job? Why does it become more important than making sure that you're fit and healthy? Why does it become more important than the workout down the gym? Why do we put ourselves on the brink to emotional and mental stress? And I often think it's maybe habit, maybe it's passion, maybe you like your business owner and you're throwing yourself into it, maybe you're driven in your career. But if you really want to make the balance between it all work, i.e. you want to be fitter and healthier, you want to have some vision and purposeful direction, you want to have a stronger mindset, you want to be closer to your wife, you want to have more connection with your kids, then we have to put some measuring steps in place. Okay, so that's just a little bit of perspective that your job can be stripped away from you at any point, but what will stay with us forever until we die is our health, is our family, is our state of mind. And they're the things that we should be paying more attention to, right? So here's a couple of controlling tips that I think will help. All right. Number one is dominate your morning. Now work, when we do work, can be full on. You know, I know that firsthand, having to build my own business, having to build it through COVID, having to build it pre-COVID, having to build it with kids on the way. It's relentless. It is relentless, but there have to be barriers. And what is really important for me is this time. Look, the sun's just coming over the top, is this time here. Look, there was nobody here. I've seen maybe 3 people this morning. And the most important part of this morning for me is having the time to myself. This is my time, my priority time. I never very rarely invite anybody to come and walk on this walk with me. It's me, my dog, the sunrises, the beach. And in the winter, we're in that shelter up there. It just gives me perspective to think about where my life's going, what I'm doing, preparing my mind. It's like a warm-up that you have in a gym before you work out. This is my warm-up mentally to make sure that I'm focused on the things that I need. And that then puts me in a perfect place to then get ready for work, to go and see my clients, to deal with anything I'm going to have to deal with at 9 o'clock when I walk into my office. So number one is a controlling measure and perspective measure. It's one that allows you to control an element of your day and be able to put things into perspective, rebalancing your mind before we go into that work. That's a much better place to be going into work at 9 o'clock than waking up at 7, half 7, rolling out of bed, stressed, having no time to yourself and trying to catch up, right? Number one, controlling measure number one. Number two, control when you finish work. There has to be barriers. So whenever you finish work, we need to be doing things like having an evening or a transition routine. Now, some of you may have heard me talking about a transition routine. A transition routine is where you transition from a work environment, a work mindset, so you've been enthralled within work. Now we have to unrock that so that we can then put the parent hat on or the husband hat on. And that can be a couple of simple things, right? Simple things that you can do at the end of each working day. Is grab a piece of paper and brain dump everything that's annoyed you, everything that needs doing, everything that's on your mind, and get it all out of your system. Now you can do that at the desk, you can do that on a commute, you can do that on a walk, you can do that on your phone, you can do it however you want to do. But what it does is transitions your mindset from one place to another. And quite often, because I work from home a lot, once I've finished, I'll go for a 2-mile walk. And that 2-mile walk will allow me to then just come off comms, unwind myself and come back so I can then start being dad and doing the basketball thing or the garden thing or helping the missus with the dinner thing and then forgetting work. And then like moving into that new environment, okay? Those two controlling measures can make such a huge difference, okay? Because then you can just go into work, man, you can smash work, you can do work, you can focus on it, and then you can go back to being and living your life. Okay, there has to be some balance here. If there's no balance, man, we're going to crash and burn, and work is going to overtake us, it's going to smash us into the ground, and we're going to use it as an excuse not to show up. Make sense? All right, so let me know what you think of those two tasks. Let me know if you're going to go and implement them. And what I would say for most of the week is make sure that you at least give this a go this week. Just get up an hour early than you normally would, and for at least half an hour after work, spend some time transitioning, brainstorming, unwinding, going for a walk, listening to an audiobook, doing 400 press-ups, whatever turns you on, but something that allows you to have that balance. Control as well. You are in control, always, so be in control. All right, guys? Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Let's have a cracking week. Don't forget to go and check out the Rise to Thrive live show happening in November. Come and be a part of this live with me in front of you, with a host of strong speakers as well. It's going to be an epic day. I would love to be able to give you a bear hug there, so hopefully we'll see you on the other side. Just going to finish up by showing you that beautiful sunrise in the background. My camera doesn't want to play ball. Bang. There you go. Have a great day.